Hello everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. In this video we're going to learn how to create Shopify customer on JotForm submission. So I am an owner of an e-commerce store and using JotForm I have created a form with the help of which I am collecting my leads data. Here what I want is that as soon as by any of the potential customers or clients a new form submission is going to be done using JotForm, I want to add that potential customer or client as a customer in my Shopify account. Now creating these customers manually can be very time consuming and prone to errors. So what I've done is I've simply automated this entire process with the help of Pabbly Connect, which is an amazing automation and integration software. And here in this automation, I'm going to build a connection between JotForm and Shopify with the help of it. So if you also want to learn about this amazing automation process step by step, for that let me take you to my screen. In this video, we're going to learn how to create Shopify customer on JotForm submission. So as an owner of an e-commerce store, I use JotForm to collect my customers' details. On the other hand, I use Shopify to manage my online store, process order and maintain customers' data. The problem that I face is manually transferring the data from my JotForm submissions to my Shopify store. This is very time consuming. So what I've done is now I've simply automated this entire process. Now whenever a new form submission is going to be done by the lead using JotForm, automatically that lead is going to be created as a customer in my Shopify account. And how we're going to do that by creating the automation between these applications with Pabbly Connect. So on the screen you can see the website of Pabbly Connect, that is pabbly.com/connect. After browsing this website, we need to sign into our Pabbly Connect account. But if you're a new user, you can sign up for free and get 100 free tasks every month. So as I'm an existing user, I'm going to sign into my Pabbly Connect account. After signing in, you can see the All Pabbly Apps window in front of you, in which you can see all sorts of applications that Pabbly Connects provide. And over here, we have to select Pabbly Connect by clicking on this Access Now button right here. As I've done that, Pabbly Connect's dashboard is then going to appear in front of you. In order to start an automation process in Pabbly Connect, we need to create a workflow. For that, click on this top right corner button right here that says Create Workflow. A dialog box is then going to appear in front of you, which is asking for the workflow name and for us to select a folder. So for the name of my workflow over here, I'm going to give it as Create Shopify Customer on JotForm Submission. So this is the name that I want to give to my workflow, okay? After that, it is asking for us to select a folder. So on the left side of my screen, you can see I've created multiple folders in my Pabbly Connect account, from which I'm going to select a specific folder in which I want to save this workflow in. For that, click on this drop down. These are the folders from which I'm going to select JotForm Automations as the folder I want to save this workflow in. After giving the name to the workflow and selecting the folder, I'm going to click on this Create button in order to create a workflow. A workflow is created in the name of Create Shopify Customer on JotForm Submission, and there are two windows in front of you. One says Trigger, other says Action. So what is Trigger and Action? Trigger and action are the two most important steps of our automation process because our process depends on these two concepts. Over here, trigger says when this happens and action says do this. That means what is action? Action is a response towards our trigger. In an automation process, there can be one trigger step but multiple action steps. We are going to set up our trigger step first. And for the trigger application, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select it as JotForm. JotForm is an online tool that helps us to create forms super easily. We can use it to design all kinds of forms like contact us forms, survey feedback form, registration form, or even order forms without needing of any coding skills. And by using JotForm, I have created a contact us form using which I am collecting my leads data. I want that as soon as the form submission is going to be done by the lead using JotForm, automatically over here Pabbly Connect should capture the response of that. And that is for my trigger application. I've selected it as JotForm. And for the trigger event, I'm going to select it as new response. Okay. After selecting the trigger application and the event to connect JotForm to Pabbly Connect has provided us with a webhook URL. Using this webhook URL, we are going to build a connection by following the steps given below in the help desk step by step. Okay. So firstly, I'm going to copy this URL from here. After copying the URL, I'm going to connect my JotForm form that I've created to Pabbly Connect. So this is the form that I've created in the name of Contact Us form, and I'm going to connect this form to Pabbly Connect. For doing that, from this panel, I'm going to go to the settings option right here. After coming to settings, from the left side of the panel, I'm going to go to this integration step right here. Over here in integrations, I'm going to search for webhooks right here. Okay. As I'm going to do that, over here webhooks is going to appear. I'm going to open this. It is asking for us to enter the webhook URL. For that, I'm going to paste the webhook URL that Pabbly Connect has provided us. Now to save changes, I'm going to click on this complete integration button right here. As I've done that, it says integration is ready. If I'm going to go back right here, you can see a tick mark is in front of webhooks right here. Okay, this means the webhook URL has now been successfully added to this form that we have created using JotForm. As the URL is added, I'm going to open my workflow and scroll down. It is saying waiting for webhook response. So now to check whether JotForm is successfully connected to Pabbly Connect or not, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the test form submission of this form that I've created using JotForm. And after doing the test submission, I'm going to check whether Pabbly Connect captures the response of the test submission being done or not. Okay, and if it is going to capture the response, this means JotForm is connected to Pabbly Connect. So now to do the test submission, I'm going to go to this publish section right here. This is the link of this form. I'm going to open this link in a new tab right here. This is the form that I've created. Now we're going to do the test submission using this form. Firstly, it is asking for the first name of our lead. So for the first name of my lead over here, I'm going to write it as test. For the last name of my lead over here, I'm going to write it as customer1. For the phone number over here, I'm going to write in a dummy mobile number right here. For the email over here, I'm going to write it as test@pabblytudes.com. After filling in all the required details, I'm going to click on this submit button. As I've done that, it says the submission has been received. Now the test submission is done. As it is done, I'm going to open my workflow and scroll down. And yes, you can see right over here, Pabbly Connect has captured the response of the test form submission. Over here in the response, I've received the submission ID. You can see right over here, okay? If I'm going to further scroll down to tally the response, the first name comes as test, last name as customer1, over here for the phone number, the dummy mobile number, email is test@pabblytudes.com with all the other details. As the response is captured, this means that JotForm has now been successfully connected to Pabbly Connect and our trigger setup is done. Now, whenever a form submission is going to be done by the lead using JotForm, automatically in the similar manner, trigger is going to capture the response of that. As we have the response of this form submission, I want to create this lead as a customer in my Shopify account. And for that, we're going to set up our action step. And now for the action application over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select it as Shopify, okay? Shopify is an easy to use online platform that helps businesses to create and manage their own online store. It's perfect for anyone who wants to sell products or services online, whether you're just starting out or already running a business. And using Shopify, I manage my e-commerce store. I want to create customers in my Shopify account of my leads that are being generated using the form that I've created using JotForm. Okay. So now what we're going to do is for that I've selected my action application as Shopify. And for the action event over here, I'm going to select as create customer as I want to create this lead now as a customer in my Shopify account. And then I'm going to click on this connect button to connect Shopify to Pabbly Connect. A window is going to appear in front of you on which click on add new connection or else you can select the existing connection that you have. Okay. After that, over here, it is asking for the admin API access token and the subdomain. Using these details, we are going to create the connection between Shopify and Pabbly Connect. For doing that, we have to follow the steps given below in the help desk right here. So as over here, it is asking for the subdomain and the help desk, it says the subdomain is going to be that https demo myshopify.com. The demo is going to be our subdomain. For that, we have to open our Shopify store. So from the left side of the panel, this is my online Shopify store. I'm going to click on this I button right here. So this is my Shopify store. You can see right over here. And over here in the URL next to this HTTPS, this is my subdomain right here of my Shopify store. I'm going to copy it from here and I'm going to paste the subdomain right here. Okay. Next, it is asking for the admin API access token. For having this access token, firstly, we need to create an application in our Shopify account. Now, for doing that, we are going to open our Shopify account. This is my Shopify account, and now we're going to create a new app in this account. For that, from the left side of the panel, I'm going to go to the settings button right here. After coming to settings from this panel, I'm going to go to this apps and sales channel right here. As I'm going to do that, you will be landed towards the apps and sales channel right here. Now we're going to click on this develop app button to create a new app. Okay. After that over here, now we're going to create a new app. For that, I'm going to click on this create an app button right here. It is asking for the app name. So for the app name over here, I'm going to write it as new customers. Okay. So this is the app name that I want to give. Select the developer and then click on this create app button. As the app is going to be created, we have to give some access to this app right over here. For that, click on this configure admin API scopes button right here. As we're going to do that, we have to select the scopes that we want to give the access of to this application. I want to create a new customer in my Shopify store. For that, for the scopes over here, I'm going to search for customers right here. As I'm going to do that, we have the customer section right over here. I'm going to give the access to these scopes right here, okay? After giving the access, what I'm going to do is I'm going to save the changes right here, okay? As I've done that, it says configuration saved. As the configuration is now been successfully saved, what I'm going to do is, as I've given the scopes right here, I'm going to click on this install app button and install right here to install this application in my Shopify store. As I'm going to do that, you can see the admin API access token is now been provided, and this token is what applicant is asking for. That you can see that is admin API access token. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to simply reveal this token from here. After revealing the token, I'm going to copy it from here and I'm going to paste it right over here. Okay. After entering all the details right here, I'm going to click on the save button, save the changes right here. Okay. As you can see, Shopify is now been connected to Pabbly Connect. After connecting, it is asking for all these details of our customer that you want to create in our Shopify account. So for the data of these fields, what I'm going to do is I'm going to map the data. What is mapping? Mapping means inserting data from the previous step. So you can see I'm going to insert the data from the previous step of this workflow. And how it works is that as soon as I'm going to click on this field, this was the previous step. And as I'm going to click on it, this was the same response that was captured in our previous step. In our previous response, we have received the data of our lead, and I want to create this lead as a customer in my Shopify account. So for the data of this first name field, I'm going to select the data of the first name of my lead from my previous response, as I want to create this lead as a customer in my Shopify account. So as I've selected the data from my previous response, the data is mapped. And as I map the data has now become dynamic. That means whenever a new response is going to be captured in our previous step, automatically the new data is going to be updated in place of this mapped data. Similarly, for the last name, I'm going to map the data of the last name right here. After that, for the email address, I'm going to map the data of the email address that I've received right here. I'm going to search for it. This is the email address. I'm going to map the data. For the phone number over here, I'm going to map the data of the phone number that I've received right here. I'm going to map it, okay? After filling in all the required details, I'm going to skip all these parts because I do not require them. And then simply what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this save and send test request button right here. As I've done that, over here we received a response, which is a positive response. So now I'm going to open my Shopify account and check whether a new customer has been added to it or not. For that, I'm going to open my Shopify account. So this is my Shopify account. I'm going to go to this customers section right here. As I'm going to click on it, you can see over here a new customer has been successfully added to my account in the name of test customer 1. Okay. And if you're going to tally the response, this is the mobile number of our lead. And over here, you can see this is the customer's email, that is test@pabblitudes.com. As the lead has been successfully created as a customer in a Shopify account, this means that we have successfully created an automation between JotForm and Shopify with the help of Pabbly Connect. So now to sort of what we have done, I am an owner of an e-commerce store and I have created a form using JotForm, using which I'm collecting my leads data, and using Shopify I manage my e-commerce store. In the trigger, I selected it as JotForm new response, as whenever a new form submission is going to be done by the lead using JotForm, I want to create that lead as a customer in my Shopify account. For that, I've set up this action step in which my action application is Shopify and action event is create customer. And with the help of Pabbly Connect, I have built the connection between these two applications. Okay, so this was it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Not just with these applications, you can create automation between multiple other applications with the help of Pabbly Connect. If you have any questions, you can contact us on support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can check the queries on forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issues, then you can check out this link. If you like this video, please do subscribe to our channel, hit on the like button, comment on if you have any questions or doubts, and please share this video.